Hey, how's it going? It's Vic Meanguitarlicks. I wanted to show you guys today a very short video on some of the stuff that I use here at Skullman Productions for recording and doing some of the stuff for the music and the videos that I do with here. This is not paid by PreSonus, but they do help me out. They're a sponsor of mine. They help out Skullman Productions, so I use them for all of this stuff, for most of the stuff that I do here. Some stuff I use from school, which they use the industry standard that was before, that now the world is changing to. But anyhow, before I continue, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and then leave me a comment below if there's anything you want to see, if you want to talk about, if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer. So let me show you my gear. Let me show you some of the stuff that I have. As mentioned before, I am using PreSonus, and so the way that my mics work is when I sing, I'm either using my Rode NT1, which I have sitting right over there, and that goes straight into my interface, which is a Studio 192 from PreSonus. And then also on occasion I use an SM7B, which is going into this cloud filter or cloud lifter to give it a little bit of a boost, so you don't have to ride the gain so hard. My guitar signal, usually when I'm practicing or playing, it will go through the Fractal, which is not a current sponsor, but it's the equipment that I currently use in the studio and live for live performances. I have my 2 amps, which some of the tracks that I'll do with the bottom one, which is, I have the 2 versions. I have the 6L6 and I have the EL34. Right now I've been tracking with the with the 6L6, and it's going into my 2 notes torpedo. Over here, use universal control, which is the main aspect of using with the Studio 192. But when I'm actually doing some tracking in music, I actually turn it off, and so I do a mixer bypass and let the software take over. I am using Studio One 4 professional version, which I originally learned on to do some of this processing and some of the recording for my channel and for me with music. When we record with the band, I record directly into my mixer, which is from a different company, but that allows me to separate all the channels, and I have everything in there. I can bring it in here, and then I can process it through Studio One. The AudioBox i2 was the very first one that I used, that I bought, and I purchased it as a combo, that it came with the software and a microphone, the S7, and these headphones, which came to be practical for the time being. But as you grow and you start using more things, and you become a little bit more critical of your sound, then you start changing your aspects. I just picked up this Atom, which I still don't know how to use. Well, I know a little bit about it, and I'm learning so I can get some beats down and I can start creating some of my own tracks with it. I have the Monitor Station V2, which I handle my speakers, because I have 2 sets of speakers. I have KRK5, which are just for reference, but then when I'm doing all my mixing, I do my Yamaha, my HS8 powered. I have a subwoofer down here, which is it's not necessary, but sometimes when you want to do some deep rumbles, and it gives it a really good bottom end. I just picked up the fader port, which is absolutely awesome. It just made a better workflow for me when I'm trying to do mixing and mastering with it. It's absolutely, I didn't have it before, and I love it. I love having it, and it works great. Now, I also have a Studio Live Series 3 mixer, which I use for the business when I do sound, but that one I have set up right now for sound, which I'm going to be doing next week for a band out here in the Midway. So if you're in San Diego, come check it out. But I wanted to show you, this is all PreSonus stuff except for the guitar, wherever it applies. But for when I'm doing tracking, I definitely do use the Studio 192. That's the heart of my interface that I'm using to come in. And then my HS8 Yamahas plus the Studio One software, which I've learned to love, and it's very practical. I have my headphones. I have my Sennheiser Pros, which I use when I want to do some silent playback, so I can listen to it, and they're very pristine, just like the Yamahas. They're very flat. They have very flat response, so I definitely love it. So that's it. So that's it. That's all my equipment that I have here and that I'm using currently. I want to give a big shout out and thanks to PreSonus for helping me out, and you know, I'll continue to keep getting stuff from them. I mean, I keep innovating and I keep trying to come up with new content, and they've been very kind and very gracious to help me out with all my stuff. So thank you very much. This is Vic, Meanguitarlicks from Skullman Productions, and I'm signing out. Catch you later.